And good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Laura, and we're so grateful that you're all here with us tonight for this very special gathering in the midst of our Peace in Every Step Global Walkathon. Whether you've been walking with us already, or joining us for the first time tonight, or simply curious about this movement, thank you for being part of this growing circle of peace builders from all around the world. Before we begin, we want to extend deep gratitude to the extraordinary composer and humanitarian Gary Malkin for generously sharing his music and his presence with us here tonight. You've been hearing his beautiful piece, Scaling the Universe, as we gathered in the Zoom room, and later this evening, we'll have the honor of hearing directly from Gary himself. And now I'll hand it over to Terry.
Thanks, Laura. I'm Terry Mason. It's delightful to be here with everyone. We also want to thank all of our partners, supporters, donors, volunteers, and participants, and especially our tech support tonight, Emma DBAs. Thank you so much for helping us out. Um, e- e- Everyone who's helping to make this walkathon possible. This truly is a collective effort, built one step, one conversation, and one act of compassion at a time. The Peace at Every Step Walkathon is more than a fundraising campaign. It's an invitation to embody peace in our daily lives and to support the vital work of peace building in communities locally and globally. At a time when so many people are feeling overwhelmed, divided, or uncertain, this walkathon reminds us that peace is not passive. Peace is active. Peace is relational. Peace is something we create together through intention, courage, and community.
And tonight's program is a very exciting one. We're very excited to bring this to you tonight, and it's designed to both nourish you and inspire all of us. We'll hear some poetry, Gary's beautiful music, reflections, recitations, and stories that remind us of the power of creativity, compassion, and collective action, which is what this walkathon is all about. We'll also share updates about the walkathon itself, the momentum that's been building, the people joining from all over the world, and ways that each of us can continue helping to support this movement and help it to grow.
And most importantly, tonight is about connection. Every person here matters. Every step matters. Every act of peace building matters. So thank you, each and every one of you, for bringing your presence, your heart, and your hope into this space tonight.
So now, without further ado, to open our evening in a spirit of courage and inspiration, we invite Amina to introduce a special recording of Amanda Waring's poem, Courage is Contagious.
Thank you, Laura and Terry. Amanda, so as Laura mentioned, we were delighted to share a recorded poem by Amanda Waring tonight. Amanda's an award-winning performer, poet, filmmaker, and peace advocate whose work has inspired audiences around the world. Amanda has spent decades using storytelling, music, poetry, and film to promote healing, compassion, and human connection. Through her performances, workshops, books, and advocacy work, she continues to touch hearts and uplift communities globally. And tonight, we're honored to share a special recorded poem from Amanda called Courage is Contagious as part of our Peace in Every Step gathering tonight. So, Emma, please feel free to play the video for us, please.
This is my poem written today, 4th of April, 2025. Courage is contagious. Courage is contagious. It's not advantageous to hide in the shadows. reside in the light in full flight, full bloom, not entombed, but voicing freedom, planting seeds of wisdom, not weeds of war. Cultivate courage. Do not be discouraged. Become the ripple in the ocean that starts a wave of peace. Courage is contagious. It's not outrageous to think you make a difference. Together, just like birds of a feather, starlings on the wing, we can sing and shape shift into a larger thing, voicing reason and something to believe in. Courage is contagious, and so is love in action. Let's start a chain reaction, not built on distraction, but engagement in rebuilding with hope and community. We will create a path to unity. Courage is contagious. May that spark of courage held within your heart light up the night, ignite the dark, joining other beacons, standing up for what is right. Courage is contagious.
If you need to lose that cortisol belly, do.
It's thin, I can't win, but I still keep running. Can't breathe, I can't see, but I'm headed for that line. Oh,
That was an inspiring poem from Amanda, and I'm sure it touched everyone's heart as it did mine. And with that, I'd like to pass the floor on to David Wick, who will introduce our guest of honor for tonight.
Thank you very much, and I'm delighted to introduce Gary Malkin. Gary Malkin is a person who lives courage and inspires courage. I've known Gary for 54 years, since he was a young man, and now we've been friends and colleagues, and he's always inspiring, deeply touching the heart and the spirit. Let me tell you a bit about Gary. Gary is a multiple Emmy Award-winning composer, public speaker, performer, and music and health innovator who empowers the world to embrace music as a catalyst for more meaning and more meaningful life. He is dedicated to redefine music's role in society with a particular focus on developing musical strategies to cultivate greater heart and soul integration into healthcare, corporate leadership, online protocols, and global healing. That's a lot, and he does it. His work features spoken word and music delivery systems for heart and soul coherence, a very important word, coherence, entitled Alchemical Wisdom, supporting people to listen to wisdom not only with the mind, but with the heart and soul as well. Gary, please join us. Thank you so much for today.
How wonderful to be with you all. And I just want to make special mention to my dear friend, Avon Madison, who I've known for many, many years. And we always wanted to do things together, but that didn't happen until more recently. And so she's watching from all the places we know she is. So thank you for inviting me, Tez and David and everyone here. I'm going to share with you first. Let's see, I have a little PowerPoint, but I'm not going to use, I'm going to use it in a kind of, we'll see how much I use it, but I'm just going to bring it up. Here we go. I'm going to share the screen. I'm doing my own tech today. Here we go. Yeah. And so this is Peace in Every Step. And so I want to share this. So I just want us all to use this as a chance to just drop in together. Let's just all take a deep breath. Let ourselves get really here, get a feel of the ground under our feet, standing ground, right? Let's feel this experience as a way to open up our sensitivity to the field and to blur the boundaries between us. no matter where we are in the world. So let's just close our eyes, although it's a pretty image to look at. Just invite you to close your eyes and listen to this track together, okay?
Coming together. Is a choice. A brave choice. Because it means letting all aspects of the firm boundaries of you to soften, to melt. So that true togetherness can occur. It takes courage to allow yourself to be that vulnerable. And yet, vulnerability is the key to connecting honestly. So thank you. Thank you for making this brave choice. To come together.
Let's just feel the silence that listening has given us. I want to say, as we start here, that peace is not just an internal state of mind or even a political idea. What I hope to gain or to convey together is that it's a physiological, emotional, relational, and spiritual practice. So we're going to practice peace and using the power of music to do that. You know, I've been composing music for commercials and TV shows and film, feature films, had a 40-year career. And the older I get, the more respectful I get of simplicity and spaciousness. And I just love the way music, especially the piano, acts as a way to surround us in the invisible embrace of beauty, as John O'Donohue says. And that almost the metaphor of an attack on the piano, if you can go with this metaphor, is like doing, and the space in the piano is being. And there's no such thing as a pregnant pause in that spacious sustain of the piano, right? And that's my goal in all the music I do these days, is to convey an experience where the spaciousness holds us with this state of invisible beauty that allows us to rest and exhale in the power of peace through listening as a collective practice. So I wanted to go, so we all know what we're experiencing in our internal state. I don't need to remind you what we're all going through. This is probably the most intense period of time that many of us who are alive today that have been around like we have are kind of scratching our heads wondering what? And so it's time to really understand that extraordinary times require a different relationship with our practice. And I believe that music has a destiny to fulfill and to actually allow us to move into this space, loving, grounded, hopeful, right? So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute so you can see me. So this idea of allowing ourselves to use music as a practice to create inner peace, right? And we all know one of the great gifts I had this last year was collaborating with David and Tez on the We Rise as One project that some of you might be aware of, where the epiphany I had when I first reached out to Tez and David was, my understanding is that outer peace can't be created without inner peace, right? And that's what I'm talking about here, using music, the right kind of music, to slow us down so our natural access to all our intelligences becomes available. And there are many intelligences. According to Harvard, there are at least 12. I think there's more than that. But I call it, the book I'm working on is called The Resonance Revolution. And I call the 5 portals. And these are all different intelligences, and all of them have different frequencies: mental intelligence, emotional intelligence, somatic intelligence, soulful, energetic intelligence, intuition, and spiritual intelligence, our access to the divine. And each of those intelligences I'm starting to explore have certain kinds of music that can awaken it and deepen it. But bottom line is, I want you to experiment today with, when you slow down in that silent embrace of beauty, how our natural access to the fullness of our intelligences becomes instantly online and available to us. So as I play this piece of music that has a lot of spaciousness in it, I'm going to read a couple of phrases that I wrote, and then I'd like to just let you ponder over these. Let me just see where I can get there. I'm going to find that little document that I have here, so it's all hiding under other documents. Here we go. So just as this music is going on, allow yourself to just feel how your internal molecules, your internal fluid, your organs are slowly responding. I don't know if you know the word cymatics, but cymatics is the science of sound made visible. And many of you might have seen online when there's music playing and there's oil or sand and the vibrations go into really chaos when it's very intense, crazy, chaotic music. But when it's beautiful, it creates sacred geometric images and patterns. That's our internal being. And garbage in, garbage out, right? So I'm just going to allow this music. We're going to just let it settle into us. And again, take the cue of the entrainment capacity to breathe deeper. And I'm just going to read a few phrases. Oh, I have to, hold on, sorry. I have to share the screen, excuse me. And there's somebody that's trying to get in. I'm sure you know that, hosts. All right, there we go. So, just allow the slowness and observe what's happening. Curious. Notice how it's slower than most music. Just these phrases that I've written. Music can help us metabolize anxiety and grief. Peace begins in our nervous system. You cannot create outer peace without remaining internally fragmented. Silence is not empty. It is the field in which we can remember and sense our belonging to ourselves and one another. Peace is impossible without unity, and unity impossible without healing. Let that soak in. That flat note that makes you feel like, ooh, some tenderness there, isn't there? Music, healing, connection, and presence are not detours from our busy lives. They're gateways to becoming fully human. And our community, our collective listening, it's the canvas where we can paint the masterpiece of our unity and peace that we all share. So just let the music finish it off. Close your eyes. Just let the music rock you. So I just want to see, I'm going to see everybody on this screen and so I want to put it in gallery view because I want to see everybody. So how many of you noticed internally in yourself how the music allowed you to slow down into a more intrinsic connection to your heart and soul? Did many of you just raise your hand if you noticed that, right? Most music inherently is the creation of a composer, a producer, a creator. And if we anthropomorphize music, if we could actually speak, most music, including the music of Mozart and Beethoven and all the classics, if it could speak, it would say, listen to me, right? Of course, genius. How would you want not to listen to Mozart and Beethoven, right? But I'm really curious about music, especially when so much distraction and fragmentation is going on in our lives right now, that is really distracting us from remembering that this monopoly of our linear rational mind is the delusion that believes that the only credible way to communicate is through our linear mind. Look what that's doing to us. Feel what it's doing to us. So this is why I want to show you another tool that I've developed, but I'm interested these days in creating music that if it could speak, my aspiration is it would say, listen to you. I find that that's what I need now in this noisy, noisy world we're living in. And I know, given that you showed up at this, I know you would agree with me. So I'm gonna play now yet another tool that I've been developing. I created these with Piper Dellums as the visual artist. Let me just see here. Where is it? Here it is. And Sarah McCrum. We recorded these after the Ibiza Hullaboom and Wave conference 2 years ago. And so I just want you to ponder the fact that as we listen together, we're actually cultivating our ability to feel the field and our connection to each other beyond distances. And so what if there was a way for us to use these practices to awaken our multiple intelligences and our senses and actually start to feel connected to the unified field more substantially? It's a collective unifying experience. So this is an experience I call senti diem, as opposed to carpe diem. Oh, I've got to move along quickly. Okay. What's tricky about doing this is when you extend time and space and you're given 20 minutes, it screws with your head because 20 minutes seems like a minute like this, right? But so senti diem is based on this belief that here we go. Oh, sorry. All right, here we go. Hold on. Here we go. So as you listen to this piece, because this will have to be one of the last things I do, and I don't think I'll have time for the piece transformance, so that's 2 minutes, but I really want to respect the time. So this one is using music intentionally to expand and deepen your nuanced awareness of your emotional capacity to feel. In this case, I like to think this is a piece of music to awaken your empathy. So I would like you to just conjure in your mind someone who's going through a passage. It could be a whole region, in Gaza, in the Ukraine. But let's all use this as a collective empathic cultivation experience, shall we? Close your eyes and feel the area. Oh, sorry. Oh, dear. Sorry. Let me do that again. And feel the area that you want to send your love to. Yourself feel sadness, grief, empathy, passion. Notice how intentional I make the endings be, where we can honor the results of the practice of listening as a collective form of prayer. Notice how I don't rush to fill the space with words, right? I recommend this as a practice to share it with a loved one whenever. I want to play the 2-minute transformance. It's short. I think I'm going to be about only 30 seconds over, or should I just stop right here, Tez? Okay, all right. So thank you. I'm going to do this because it was what Sarah McCrum and I had developed, these transformances. And again, I'm excited because I'm going to be providing a training for the Pro-Social Spirituality Train the Trainer course that's coming up soon. And we're going to be actually researching the results of this very genre on how it maybe helps people create greater attentive, receptive, and emotionally porous presence in the collective as we embrace the unified field. And I think it's new territory and I'm very excited about it. So to brush and cut out the word introduction, I'll just end with this. Sarah McCrum, Piper Dellums, and I created many of these transformances, and I've given it as a gift to Tez and the Peace community to use however they wish. And there's about 10 of them, and I hope that you do utilize them. So here we go. And then Such a pleasure. Here we go. The final thing. Where is it? Share. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. Okay. There we go.
Let's come together in peace. Let's practice peace as we spend our time in this community. Let's create a space where many voices may be heard, where differences may be expressed, where there's room for the full range of human dynamics, and all of it, and each one of us is received in peace. Where we unite with each other around the fundamental value of being peaceful. So let's open this meeting. Let's connect with each other. Let's each one of us bring peace together. Let's unite for peace.
So thank you guys. Thank you so much for letting me share a little bit of my insights around how music can be an intentional tool for awakening. I'll stop now and thank you, you guys. Thank you, Tez. Thank you, David. I love what you guys are up to, and I'm an ally forever. You know that, Tez.
Thank you, Gary. Beautiful. You're a blessing.
Beautiful. Thank you, dear Peace Brother Gary. We love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You always touch our hearts.
Thank you, Tez.
Thank you. Ah, yes. Now let's take a deep breath as we just switch gears a bit. For a moment, we have more program left, but I'm Tezekiah Gabriel, or Tez, and I'm going to talk to you about getting engaged in the walkathon. We hope everyone here that is not yet engaged will become engaged. And so, Emma, if you would pull up that site. And then we have a story to share with you as well. So the Peace in Every Step, as you know, is hosted by the Peace Alliance and Pathways to Peace. And it was inspired by the monks' walk for peace. And Gary, I love that you talked about the power of silence, because as you know, the monks walked in silence and around focusing on mindfulness and intention. So it's important for you to know that this isn't the kind of walkathon where we choose a destination and everyone from all over the world can congregate and walk together. Instead, that's what we're not. What we are is the opportunity to bring that walk for peace into our own families, our own friend groups into our own communities wherever we're at. So you can walk on your own, you can walk with friends, or you can simply support the walk, because all of that means we're joined in spirit and walking together in peace. So as you think about joining, there's a beautiful little book you can download there from our partner, Georgianne Chapman. It's called Journey to Your Heart, and you see the Spirit Bear there, one song. I can't read this book without it bringing me to tears. And it is endorsed by the Dalai Lama. So thank you, Georgie, for allowing us to gift this to our community, our walkathon community. So let's move down. So this is how you can get engaged. I hope it doesn't intimidate you, but the walkathon, the first question that comes up is, how do you want to contribute financially? And so there's only two ways to contribute. And it's absolutely true that the proceeds above cost will go to support direct peace action, Pathways to Peace and the Peace Alliance doing direct peace action. So if you just wish to donate, you can click on that. If you wish to create a team or walk on your own, or walk in spirit, you're going to need to check the I want to help fundraise. Now, what's going to come up is an opportunity to donate when you click one of those buttons. And so again, what's most important to us is that you walk in peace in every step. And so if you're limited financially, put $1 in there where it says other. If you can contribute more, beautiful. And if you can't afford $1, then contact us and we'll make sure that you're able to walk and to join that spirit of peace in every step. So you can see the donors on the left. And of course, if you don't want your name, you have an opportunity to not have your name there. And then underneath, the fundraisers, which are the teams and the individuals that have chosen to walk, we have about, 40 teams and many individual walkers who have already signed up. And they're from all over the US, but they're also from other countries. So it's an incredible opportunity to join in spirit and walk for peace. And I want you to go down just a little bit more. There's some really cool things here. Each week, you're going to have an opportunity to check a box that says that you want to receive our communications. If you do that, then you're going to receive a weekly email that will encourage you to walk with gratitude, with intuition, or with intention, which is this week. Next week, vision and family, community, word, and celebrating peace is the end. We're walking from Mother's Day to Father's Day while honoring Isak and Eid and the other holidays from around the world. And so on week 7, that will be the 22nd of June, we'll complete our walk and have that final celebration. So I found it to be really fun to focus on that theme as we walk together. And then down a little bit further, This is our gift to you, and you'll have an opportunity to see this. It's a very short video about the monk's walk. And we found this after we had already selected the name Peace in Every Step, but that's the name of this video. And so that will inspire you, and it's our gift to you. Below that, we have some of our partners. The partners are still coming in. Gary will want to have your organization represented here for sure. So please don't be intimidated by the request for funds. Please instead recognize the importance of walking for peace and join and enroll. And so that's what we're inviting you into. And we hope that you'll pick up that invitation and walk with us in peace. And with that, because we think it's really important to bring joy in everything we do, and because we like having fun, I asked Laura Brown to talk about one of her teams, which is Horses for Peace. Laura?
Yes, thank you, Tez. I'll just be brief. So I have the fun. One of the fun things about my life is that I get to live in a national forest in northwestern Pennsylvania, the Allegheny National Forest. And we have, my family and I have a couple of horses, and we just have a lot of fun with them. They're Morgan horses for any aficionados out there. And during the fall, from fall to spring, they stay about a mile up the road at a friend's barn. And then in the summer, they stay with me. So that's really nice. And so I thought when this opportunity came along for the walkathon, I decided to start a team. You can probably see it if you can bring up the walkathon again, or if you want to bring up the walkathon again. The app, there's a team called Horses for Peace. I just was inspired for a lot of different reasons to create that team. And I'd never used Cephi before, so usually I'm pretty good with technology, but sometimes, I get intimidated if it's just a little bit too much. But I just went, forged ahead and really pretty easily found the, create a team button and created my team. And we have 8 members in that team because we have 2 horses, and then our friends have 6 miniature horses, which are very cute and fun. And they all live in the barn together. So I created the team, and then I created my own fundraiser as an individual to be an individual fundraising for the team. And then I guess last week our theme was walk with gratitude. So I just, very simply, just when I was taking the horses out to their pasture, I was just mindful of being really grateful for all the moments I get to spend with the horses. And even when they don't behave very well, believe it or not, the little miniatures are the worst. They never seem to go where they're supposed to go. But I just tried to be grateful for, all the activity and the enthusiasm they bring to everything and bring to my life. And, then I just watched the horses when they kind of settled down and started eating their grass, and just observing them in a state of peace and contentment, and getting the nourishment from the earth. And then one of the horses I put a halter on, and I was leading him around. He's a young horse. He's only 3 years old. And we kind of walked together, and I was just mindful of walking with him in peace and gratitude for just all the joy that life brings us, and walking in harmony for the earth. And just being mindful that, the animals and the earth need peace as much as the rest of us. And so I'm just really grateful for the walkathon and the opportunity that it's bringing to create this new connection for me with our animals. So, so I hope everybody else who feels invited to join can join with us. It's not that bad. It's not that intimidating. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And so now I'd like to turn everything over to Judy to introduce a piece of recitation, and performance art.
Yeah, we have. Hi, Judy Kimmel, and delighted to be here. I love today's theme of music and art and Gary's beautiful music, which I've heard for many, many years now. And kind of to continue the theme of art and the contribution that the arts, whether it be music, singing, writing, whatever, what they give to us in terms of experiencing peace every day within ourselves and then within the community. I have a husband who is a hell of a guitar player, and we just were at a ranch and we had a great little hoedown there. So, I mean, it comes in all forms. I'm very honored today to introduce you to this wonderful video that was made by a man named Sir Ben Akri. And he is one of Nigeria's most luminous literary voices. Known, I'm going to read a little bit, a little bio, so you get a sense of background or context for what we're going to watch. Known for his dreamlike storytelling and philosophical reflections on life, his novel, The Famished Road, won the Booker Prize in 1991, bringing global recognition to a story deeply rooted in African spirituality and imagination. His poetries and essays have also earned wide acclaim, and in 1987, Incidents at the Shrine received the recognition through the Commonwealth Writers' Prize, and another collection, The Dream Vendors August, was honored by the Aga Khan Prize for Fiction. Okri's writing reminds us of the quiet power, as Gary was saying, of imagination, its ability to question reality and inspire new ways of seeing the world. In the video, you'll see two other contributors. One is a woman named Charlotte Jarvis, who is an I can't say it. She's an improvisational dancer. She's beautiful and she responds beautifully to the words. And then there's a lovely young lady at the end named Mirabella, who is a charming child poet. So enjoy.
The facts are horrific. The evidence overwhelming. But still we carry on as if there were no crisis looming. What can one say to people who either don't want to hear or have heard enough? And what can you say that does not paralyze with the sheer scale of the problem? This earth that we love is in grave danger because of us. We have raped her, exploited her, abused her, destroyed her, wrecked her, disemboweled her. We blow her up, we blast her apart, we smash her, we detonate atomic bombs on her, we poison her. Our oceans are becoming acidic. Rising sea levels endangers 40% of the world's population. Human pollution wipes out 7 million people a year. In the last 30 years, 80 million hectares of primary forests have disappeared. In the last 150 years, we have lost half of our topsoil. They say we have less than 2 decades of fishes in the sea. Nothing else can save our world but our love. For love is the last power that stands between us and extinction. Dear Earth, look kindly upon the folly that is the human race. Teach us, with your silent wisdom, how to live again, how to be simple again, and how to rise to the greatness and sense of universal justice that is our divine inheritance. Yours lovingly, Ben Okri.
Dear Earth, we love you. We are very sorry that we hurt you. We are really sorry that people have been cutting down your trees. Beautiful Earth, people are fishing too much from your sea. Lovely Earth, all this plastic has to stop. Our love must save you, Earth, from Mirabella.
Wow. Every time I see that, I'm, moved. What a contrast with some of the things that have already gone on in this call. And yet I think it is important to remind ourselves where we are. Luckily, we're going to end with some of Gary's music, so we can leave on a high note. But powerful and powerful words by a man who grew up in Nigeria. And it's a wonderful way to include the rest of the world and our steps, each day we do daily, thousands, hundreds, 2 or 3, whatever. So we're so glad to have you all here and encourage you to participate. I wanted to tell you a little bit more about what's coming up. Has started that. And so to know, just for your own general calendaring, we always have these calls, our Zoom call, Walkathon Zoom calls on Mondays. And the next one's going to be on June 1st, then June 15th, and then Monday, June 22nd, which is our ending and just after Father's Day and celebration of everyone's participation and hard work and intention and vision for what we want to create on this planet, but also what we want to continue. And we have some great themes coming up for our today's art and music and the contribution that all of that makes to our lives every day and for our entire lives. Up and coming, one of the focuses we're going to have is a global spirit of peace and reflect on the Olympic passion and have a couple of Olympians on the call about their experience. And it's always been for me, when I've been at an Olympic ceremony or when I've observed it, it's just amazing to me that all those young people from all over the world continue to come every 4 years and participate. So that's an up and coming Zoom call. We're going to have one focused on youth speaking out, their thoughts and their visions. Hopefully we'll have quite a variety of young people from around the world and how they feel about peace and what inspires them to bring peace and have peace and see peace into the future with vision and love. And as the ending of that reading just now of the importance of love and how that is the cure. That is how we will be here generations to go. And then we're hoping to have more feedback from the field, from you all, about what you're doing and what your teams are and how you're doing your piece for each day or within your activities or with your grandchildren or with your children or with your newborn baby. It all can be included in this larger umbrella of manifesting peace from the inside out and following the monk's examples. So that's all coming up. We encourage you to join us whatever form. One of my teams actually is Peace with Every Stroke because I'm a rower. So and some of our rows when we go out into the bay in San Francisco are magical and go right with Gary's music, actually. Only I'm not hearing it directly. I'm visioning it. So I encourage you all to participate. It's not too late. It's never too late. You can come on Father's Day if you want and do your peace walk. And once again, just so grateful for all the hard work and all the contributions of all the people, all the artists, all the walkers, all the tech people, which we can't do without. So thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone. And you'll be good to know that I'm going to turn this over to Amina, and we're going to play another endingly, inspiringly takes my heart away video. Amina?
Thank you, Julie. Yes, and at this point in the program, we would like to share a beautiful and very powerful video featuring the Bhavna Center monks who walks for peace. Their walk for peace from Texas to DC captured hearts all over this country, and that helped inspire our peace and Every Step Walkathon as well. And their extraordinary journey embodied mindfulness, compassion, unity, and transformative power of peaceful action. And their example reminds us that peace is something we can actively practice in our daily lives, one step, one interaction, in one act of kindness at a time. So without further ado, we're excited to share this inspiring video with you all. So enjoy.
One day at dawn, before the noise began, a quiet line of hearts touched the land. No fist raised high, no words were said, just faith in the ground where their feet were led. Sometimes wet, sometimes cold, yet they were bound, teaching peace and love without a sound. Peace in every step and every breath we take. Sends love, choice we will not forsake. No hatred carried, no soul left behind. Sharing peace in every moment. One step matters. Peace in every step. Through country towns and city streets, strangers stopped just to feel the beat of something slow, something true. A world remembering what to do as darkness tried to dim my sight. They walked us back into the light. Let's heal the world, lift every voice. We heal the world when we make a choice. Lay down the anger, lay down the hate, pick up peace and love. It's not too As winter waits in the nation square, we bow our heads in humble prayer, not to demand and not to accuse, but to show us all what we can choose. Their steps brought hope to our door. Now
Wow. Watching this video and listening to it every time gives me goosebumps and leaves me emotional, as I'm sure it did for all of you. And with that beautiful and inspirational video, I'd like to turn it over now to my colleagues, Terry Mason and Laura Brown, for closing, for some closing remarks for us tonight. Terry and Laura, please.
Thank you, Amina. Wow. As we come to the close of tonight's gathering, I wanted everybody just take a moment simply to breathe in all that's been shared. The wisdom, the creativity, the reflection, and the sense of shared purpose that has filled this space tonight. Our deep gratitude to every speaker, every volunteer, every participant, and every person walking in the Peace in Every Step Global Walkathon.
And I just want to give a special thanks to Gary for your incredible music. I'm just going to go off script here for a second. Gary, I saw you had your hand raised after the Ben Okri recitation. Did you want to say something?
Thank you so much. I had planned to just share that for those of you who are interested in this idea that grief literacy is the way to inner peace that we want to create. Hope Fitzgerald and I have rebranded our workshop. It used to be called Graceful Passages, and now it's called Love Your Life, Awakening to the Beauty of Being, a workshop about turning heartache into gratitude. So I'm going to put it in the chat and the website, sign up to the community. And I'd forgotten to say that at the end of my time because I was rushed and I didn't want to go over time. So thank you again. You are a beautiful community. I'm so grateful. I'll just put it in the chat and thank you so much.
Thank you, Gary. And also thank you to the recordings that came in from Amanda Waring, Ben Okri, and just all the other peace builders and artists and visionaries whose gifts help remind us that peace is not only a goal, it's a living practice. Tonight has reminded us that even in challenging times, people everywhere are still choosing compassion over fear, connection over division, and hope over despair.
The walkathon continues, and we warmly invite everyone here to stay engaged. Keep walking, keep inviting others, keep sharing the message. Every conversation and every step helps expand this movement for a culture of peace. You'll be hearing about upcoming walkathon gatherings, as Judy mentioned, the dates coming up and the themes, the opportunities to practice and participate more deeply in the days ahead. You'll get the emails.
And if tonight moved or inspired you, please help us widen the circle. Invite friends, family, colleagues, communities to join us. Peace grows through participation. And we also encourage you to visit the Walkathon webpage, as Ted showed you, and stay connected with Pathways to Peace and the Peace Alliance and just all the other partner organizations helping to support this shared vision.
And we'll remain on here for a few minutes after the formal close for anyone who has questions or if you'd like to learn more about how to engage in the walkathon. Thank you again for spending this evening with us and for all the ways that each one of you are helping to bring peace into the world, one step at a time.
And thank you, Terry. May we continue walking together with courage and purpose. And good night, everyone, and thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
And we close with Gary Malcolm's The Science of Love. So you can leave at any point, or you can hang out to hear the whole song and then leave, or if you want to stay because you have questions, as was said, feel free to stay for a few minutes. Thank you, Gary.